So,
It's all right. I'm just having a nap.
look,
here. Don't worry.
it's hey, we're winging it. It's live. Shit happens, and so we'll go with
I love this new
Rustys Rave.
furniture.
Did we have a slide for Rustys Rave? Did we
No,
ever
we
get?
had that. You did that. That's been on. You want it again? Jeez. Jeez, he's demanding, isn't he?
I know, right? Well, look, hey, step up.
Yeah, no, because Rustys Rave started before the Hussey Hicks clip, right?
There we go. We're into it right now, and that was Hussey Hicks.
That was Hussey Hicks. Great furniture.
Recorded backstage at the Blues Festival by
Correct.
Justin from Brown Dog.
Absolutely. Brown Dog are responsible for all the sort of clips that you see on our Facebook and social media pages. And they've been working with Blues Fest for, 15, 16 years, way before my time.
All the daily roundups.
The daily roundups and the little interviews. And they were responsible for the late, great Ian Shedden's interviews backstage with people like Stokes from Madness and Bonnie Raitt and Michael Franti, of course. The late Ian Shedden was the senior music editor for The Australian for many, many years and would come to Blues Fest and just do sort of special interviews out the back. And Justin was responsible for that.
So many golden moments recorded by Justin, and we really hope and look forward to more release of content and material.
I know.
There's so much gold moments there that Justin has recorded for the Blues Festival.
I know. And then on top of that, of course, when you come to Blues Fest, to the two main stages, there's screens either side. That's another company called Big Picture, and they literally record everything that happens. So we have, you can imagine the hard drives that are sitting around in our archives that we have yet to get to.
Our featured artist this evening, Tim Stokes, was talking earlier about his experience and inspiration with the wonderful Bo Diddley, and having Bo Diddley on the stage and being there and seeing that happen. I remember pulling crew aside from side stage and going, just come over here for a moment. I've got to get and do the thing, and just come here for a moment.
Yeah.
No, I've got to do that, and stand here for a moment and watch this. This is the legendary Bo Diddley.
That's
you
right.
need to take this in and understand what it is, because you're not going to see this
And actually,
again.
Tim's last song, there was shades of Bo Diddley in that. That was a great set, by the way. Fabulous
Beautiful.
set.
Thanks, Tim.
I was sitting out there. Thanks, Tim. It was awesome. It was awesome. And I'm sure you loved it. And hopefully we're going to get, over the next few weeks, the Hussey Hicks to come in, because they have just released an album. But we'll get to that, called Gather Up the People. In fact, released
really?
today.
You're dropping this on the show right now.
Absolutely.
That we might have Hussey Hicks on here as a guest.
Well, I'm hoping that you're watching, Jules and Lisa, and you'll
we
come
would
on.
so love to have you in the studio as our special featured artist of the week here on
Absolutely.
Live.
Absolutely. We can sort something out. I know that they've got a few shows pretty much all over, New South Wales, Queensland. I think there was some planned for Victoria, but they've probably gone by the board. Very intimate shows to sort of help launch the album. But you can just Google up Hussey Hicks, and if there is a show near you, I really do advise that you get out and see them. Absolutely. They have stopped the show at Blues Fest on so many occasions.
I don't think they've been on the Crossroads stage.
Well, they have to go on a class stage, Sean. I mean, there are times where even Crossroads is just not enough. No, seriously though.
Well, it's only up there to the Mojo. From the next step up is the Mojo.
See, I'm all confused now that we lost the festival this year, but it must be 3 or 4 years ago. I was in the festival very early, and the jambalaya stage first on, and jambalaya takes about 6,000, and
it's come a long way from the small tent
from the size of this studio. But Hussey Hicks were first on. And no kidding, no sweat, 12:30 in the afternoon, gates are open, Hussies are on, and there's probably 4,500, 5,000 people just going off to the Hussey Hicks. Absolutely amazing. And Peter saw it too, and they're a favourite of Peter's. He enjoys their music, The guys are almost more famous overseas than they are in Australia because they do at least 3 American tours a year and a couple through Europe as well. And they're playing to big places over there and big festivals. And yet, here it's, well, I suppose we're a much smaller country, and I know everything's gone by the board, but let's look to the future when we can open up touring again. If you ever see these guys out there, Hussey, Hicks, don't ever miss out the opportunity to see them.
I'm in shock. I can't wait to see them in our studios here at Byron Bay Live.
That's
into
cool.
the unknown.
They have texted me just here right now. They've just sent a text saying they're only going to come if they can use this furniture. Because isn't this new furniture good?
It's nice. The guys.
It's wonderful.
It's very lush.
I was about to say.
We only do lush here. It's the way we roll, bro. It's the way we roll.
Oh gosh.
Well, look, it's
yes.
We're going to keep rolling because it's But I thought last week was a marathon 2-hour show.
Look, the Blues Fest books are still here. They came last week and they're still in the.
We haven't worked out how we're going to do this.
No.
I've got a really. I think I've got a feeling about it being people who have followed us on Twitch. If you go to Twitch it's a free account. It's really quite easy to do. But sign in and then follow us with a big heart. And then I think we'll probably draw that out of everyone who has followed us on Twitch.
That works for me.
Yeah, we'll just pull a name out.
Yeah, that works. You can take all the responsibility for that one. All right, it's not a problem. I finally got the books here after 6 weeks or something.
Made it.
So let's do. But they're good. They're beautiful books. And if you're not lucky enough to win one of these 2 books, we do have a merch store online. And we've got some great merch. We've in fact got some festival merch from the festival that never was. We've got posters, we've got T-shirts, we've got hoodies. So actually, a hoodie would be good tonight.
Is that it's going to be a collector's item because
absolutely.
it's got the lineup from 2020 that didn't happen. Is that one of those kind of like the stamps or the record cover glitch that's got a thing, the festival lineup?
Exactly. And I think
be a collector's item.
There's a lot like that, and I'm sure that there's other people. What was it? Coachella was selling T-shirts this year called Couchella, and they were going through the roof because they'll only come, hopefully, just this one year. That'll be it. Yeah, and also I'm going to be part of the Splendor thing too. I'm going to be grooving at home. It is such a shame that, this is the weekend that we all in the Shire that are in the festival business, we pretty much get together and we go and enjoy Splendor in the Grass, and it's a beautiful festival. And it's a shame, like everything else, it's gone by the board. And I'm so looking forward to tomorrow here on Twitch.
We're going to have a go.
Byron Bay Live. Absolutely. I think it's a wonderful idea.
Do what we can.
It's a wonderful idea. Yeah.
Look, the one of the amazing things that I think with the festivals, because everyone sees what's happened out front with the performances, but what happens backstage with people connecting and bands connecting and special. Why don't you come on my stage and come on do a show or just drop in and that magic that happens backstage where performers and some of the best performers in the world never get to see each other, or they see each other in passing in gigs and events, actually get to connect backstage, and there's some really wonderful things and magic that happens backstage when performers connect.
And Australian festivals in particular do have that reputation overseas because in Europe and in the USA there are so many festivals every weekend through the festival season. There's something like 1,500 festivals in Europe alone over 4 months. I mean, it's huge. So therefore, the bands tend to, and artists, they'll tend to fly in. They go into the dressing room just behind the stage. They go on the stage. They come off. They'll maybe perhaps go to catering. But if not, they're off to the next fest. They're gone. They're off to the next gig. Whereas in Australia, yes, they might be touring, but they come and they hang. And that is why it's very special. Our festivals in our Byron Shire, Falls and Splendor and Blues Fest are all very special because the artists tend to come and they spend days. They're not just, we're in, we're out. No, we're here. And they really do get down and get hooked on the music, just like every customer that comes to the festival. It's great, just like you. I mean, you stood at the side of the Crossroads stage and you've grooved your heart out for 30 years. Or I should say, 15 weeks, rather, I'm not going to give your age away, but whatever you are...
Too late now.
Whatever you are, I'm way older than that.
It's the best 5 days of my life every year.
Oh, look, it's
to be able to experience and connect with some of the greatest musicians in the world and be there and be part of the team that helps deliver that experience that we're all a part of. It's there's so many elements and aspects to that thing.
And as you said, Bo Diddley came and bless his heart, is no longer with us. Same with B.B. King in 2011. Just a wonderful farewell tour it was, really. I think he knew deep down that he was starting to fail, and the tours were a sellout, and the audience, I think, knew there was a little bit of arthritis in his hands, and his lead guitarist literally stood next to him the whole night, and BB had to sit down by then. He couldn't stand, and his guitarist would fill in the gaps when he saw the fingers were just stiffening up a bit. And everybody knew, but it was a case of, I'm thanking you for my career, and we were thanking him for bothering to get off and come all the way over to Australia and do that one final tour.
The
emotion and everything else that goes with the festival is quite something else. It's what keeps us in there.
That was extraordinary.
It's what keeps us in there.
That was a really awesome, heartfelt moment that went through 10,000 people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why we do what we do. That everyone supports and does everything that they can possibly do. A lot of people don't realise how much energy behind the scenes that people do, that in the offices, that side stage, the audio, the lighting, everyone will do everything they possibly can do to make sure that these moments exist.
That's right. The show goes on no matter what,
and to support that moment. And
it's not just the big stars, because I remember a soul singer from the USA called Betty Lavette, who she's got a voice, a bit like Jimmy Barnes, to the extent that it rasps, and and a bit Rod Stewartish to the extent that you wonder if they're actually ever going to hit the note, but they always do. And Betty Lavette is this deep Southern soul singer, and the first time she came to Blues Fest, she sat down on the edge of the stage and she said, I'm just going to sing you a song that I think it was her grandfather. Please excuse me if I get this wrong, Betty, but it was something like, my grandfather used to sing when I was a baby and he was still picking cotton in the cotton fields. And she sang this song with no microphone, no PA, and it was one of the smaller stages, but it was a song about the misery of the slavery that was going on at the in the USA and the racial divide, and the whole tent was, you could feel the emotion, and there were people crying in the front few rows. It was just, and I bring that up again because of the Black Lives Matter and the deaths in custody. It's still relevant today, and that was written a long time ago, and there's so many stories and so much soul in people like Mavis Staples, who've lived through that time of incredible racial tension, and we deserve to be a better people. All human beings have to do is be human. That's all we have to do is, you're human, you're human, you're human. Forget about everything else. We're just human. Learn to love. Learn to love.
Don't ever apologise for that.
Learn to love.
That's the message.
Yeah,
we could go on non-stop.
I know. Sorry.
No, don't ever apologise, Rusty.
Can I take this chair for a few days?
No, you can come back and sit in it again. Don't ever apologise for anything like that at all, ever, because that's what we are about, and that's what music and arts is all about, that we share this, and it's so important. We could go on and on and on. There's so many experiences and details and things that we.
Will I wrap it up quickly?
Let's because
I tell you why. Because the new Hussey Hicks album, Gather Up the People, is a whole album that they put together in the past 2.5 years, touring around the world with people from. They've worked in studios in the USA, in Europe, as well as Australia, with lots of sort of collabs. The C word comes in, and it's an album of togetherness. And if nothing else, you should go out and listen to it because of that very thing. And we've got a track from the album.
Right, so taking us out this evening.
Get ready.
We're going to go to Hussey Hicks.
It's called Get Ready.
But thank you so very much for joining us on Byron Bay Live. You are Into the Unknown. I am the X Factor. Thank you for joining us, Rusty Thorpe, otherwise known as Rusty Nails. Thank you to the whole team.
Yeah.
Kate Little, Tim Stokes for being our featured artist of the week. Coming up is shortly. Odin,
Mate, he's
our
awesome.
studio manager and super awesome, well-dressed man of the week. Also, Kevin, thank you so very much. Kevin has got the big job of cutting up this show, which is now probably 2.5 hours long, and then reposting onto Facebook and YouTube so you can all experience it. Thank you, Kevin. You got your work cut out for you now, buddy. Fix it in post, mate. We've got to make us look good. And also thank you to Michael, who's been doing the live audio for us this evening.
And thank you for being here too.
Oh, mate, I'm happy. We're just having a go.
At the other side of that camera.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Look, all 4 of you, thanks.
Listen, I do know there's people in England
on TikTok that get more views than
I do know there's a mate of mine called Ian in England who is watching. He's been waiting for the Hussey Hicks.
There's family out there, connections.
Yep.
Tell everybody, send them a thing, and we're doing some stuff. It's real.
Send them that thing.
So, look, coming up next is our featured DJ from the Spin Sisters. Connection is DJ Rhea, and our awesome friend and master of Vision Mix is our friend DJ Tone from Crystal Grid, who's going to be our featured VJ for this evening. Thanks for joining us. We'll check you next week and tomorrow for the Global Village special on Byron Bay Live.
Here's the Hussey Hicks.
Hussey Hicks. Take us out.